Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, introducing at 6'4", 205 pounds, hailing out of Portland, Maine, and parts unknown, he is the undisputed, undeniable producer of all time, Mr. Derrick Misha!
Cannonball!
Let's go! Woo!
Okay. When you told me about this,
Yeah,
I had no idea you were announcing just me.
it was just you.
Yeah.
Well, you're the show.
And you made me 2 inches taller
Okay.
and like 60 pounds lighter.
Well, you look.
So thank you.
You look beautiful. You're radiant. Is the words I would use.
That was outstanding. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I wish
well-
I could give the same back to you.
I once had a guy do that. You want to know what his name was?
David Hatton.
Are you serious? How did
That's
you know this
right.
guy?
So, this was a spur of the moment thing for you, Coach. Let the audience know again who David is,
Yeah.
why we know him, the last podcast he was on with
Yeah.
you, everything. So,
Well,
what's
why
up,
we
David?
know him is because it was celestial and kismet, and that man came into my life whenever we were youngsters. Now, I will tell you this. He has a special talent, and that
Yes.
special talent is Octagon Professional Announcer. David Hatton, are you on the phone with us?
What's going on, Coach Cam? Yes, I am here.
Woo! Hey, to our listeners, sometimes every once in a while we want to disrupt another person's life, so we have called David on the spur of the moment. Where are you sitting currently, sir?
Currently, I am sitting at Crossroads gas station in Eudora, Mississippi.
Wow, that is a metropolis.
It is.
Anything but.
Anything, but it's like at the corner of 301 and 304.
You got-
That's where the 30s.
You have a gas station.
He has a gas station. That's it. So, David, what did you think about my announcement?
Hey, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
I like it. I think if I ever get strep throat or anything like
Mhm.
that, I might have to tell the promoters,
Okay.
hey, we got a backup guy here.
Yeah,
Whoa, you heard it here, dude.
that's what I'm talking about. dog.
Breaking news.
Hey, look. When you're trying to measure that high, I wasn't trying to be David Hatton because that's the top of the mountain.
It's pretty tough.
I was just trying
Yeah.
to climb up a little bit of the mountain. So it sounds like I got a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, look, how are you been? Are you doing all right?
Doing fantastic. Just celebrating the holidays, just wrapping everything up, celebrating, Christmas and a mother-in-law's birthday.
Yeah, you know what?
80th birthday, mind you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's actually what put you back in my head.
Mm.
I was scrolling through Facebook and I see you do this incredible announcement for this 80-year-old lady. Who was she to you again? Say that again.
She is my favorite mother-in-law.
Your favorite mother-in-law. So
My
you have
own.
a couple of them. Okay.
No, there's only one. But
Okay. That's
I
good.
pick
Well,
it.
if you were Mormon, I wasn't going to judge you. But yeah, so you did this incredible announcement. What did your mother-in-law think about it?
I think she liked it.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's funny. I'm scrolling and I see you guys dressed up in some 80s attire, and I'm like, it's eye-catching. I'm like, and I come backwards. I'm like, what is going on here? Exactly.
Whoa, what is that?
So that was cool. What made y'all do the 80s gear?
Well, with her turning 80,
Oh.
the family voted, hey, let's dress up as something, and that was the top pick as an 80s theme.
Nice.
I hate that I missed that, and now I'm going to go stick my head in a corner. That's obvious. Duh. Well, I thought you guys did great, man. What a great announcement. What a great thing to do because, look, let's face it. We should celebrate every day and every year, but when you make it to those milestone moments, 80 years old, that's 8 decades. She has seen and done a lot, I'm sure.
If you think about it, I mean, there's a time they came from that's unfathomable to so many now.
Mm-hmm.
No internet.
No internet.
No cell phones, and even more than that.
Yeah.
My grandmother, when she died, she was 99. Think of all the changes she saw, right, over time.
Yeah.
It is wild, yeah. It's just crazy.
So, David, how you been, man? You doing good over there? You doing some announcing?
Absolutely. I got an event coming up January 11th at the Lander Center in South Haven, and then February, I've got an event in Northwest Arkansas.
Dude, that is awesome. Hey, tell everybody real quick how this happened because I remember our story. Weren't you called to the ring to do like a prayer and then it just transitioned to, oh, I could announce you coming out?
Yeah, a couple of folks in my church had asked me to come and do the opening prayer at an event. A few times doing that at live events, I was asked if I'd be interested in announcing.
Man, and did you know you had that talent before you did this?
No, actually, I didn't.
I didn't know that. I was expecting you to say, "Yeah, I do that all the time at my house." So then, do you ever announce yourself when you come home, like, "Honey," and then now introducing at the front door? I'm just curious. I'm like picturing this moment.
I've never done that, but thank you for that idea. It will be happening.
Oh my God! Please do me one favor. One favor, please tape it so I can post it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His wife is going to be very thankful for your idea.
Look,
Coach.
I got to tell you, my wife is always thankful of all my ideas.
I'm sure she is.
Well, David, look, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but look, I want to just tell everybody, if y'all didn't get to see my episode on Motivate with Coach Camp with Mr. David Hatton, you can go back through the archives. It was a few months back. David was a guest of mine on Motivate with Coach Camp show, and man, you were great, dude. You announced me, and every once in a while when I'm feeling low and I'm having a sad moment, I'll just play it back, and I just get up and I'm ready to go.
Hey, to me, I felt like I held back in that time. So if you ever want to do it again, I'll bring it even more for you, brother.
I tell you what, here's what I'm going to ask you to do right now on the radio. Here we are. This is live. Even though it's being taped, it's live. I want you, if you could, in the spur of the moment, in your car at Crossroads, sitting at 301 and 304 in Eudora, Mississippi, give an announcement, if you can. I know I'm putting you on the spot. Derrick and Coach, however you want to make that sound. The Derrick and Coach, here we are.
Oh, I got you. Here we go.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Live from the top of the steps at Crossroads, it's time for Cannonball.
Woo!
Introducing, fighting out of Sanford, Maine, by way of Hernando, Mississippi, Derrick, slapping a bass, Misha, and his buddy, his pal, his co-main event tag team partners, fighting out of Hernando, Mississippi, the man, the myth, the living legend, Coach Christopher Cam.
Oh, let's go! Woo!
That was great, David. That was amazing.
Look, I don't know how much I owe you. Just send it to my inbox. You're outstanding, bro. Look, I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but the best. 2025 is right around the corner, and I need to get out there and see you do this in the ring live. Look, just do me one favor. Don't judge me if you see me in my leotard. Every once in a while, I like to wear those things to the wrestling matches. I'm going to wear it to the octagon ring. We'll see what happens.
Rock it, brother. Rock it.
Hey, look, go get your shopping done or whatever it is. I know you had some stuff going on, but thank you for coming on. And
one last thing.
Yeah, what are you going to tell him?
David, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We have me and Coach have a new motto for next year. We're gonna thrive in 2025, right?
And
All right.
good for you.
That excitement. Holy shit.
That was good stuff.
I just cussed on the show.
Well, it threw you so far off the rails. That's good stuff, man.
All right, David.
I love you, brother. Hey, look, be safe out there. We'll talk to you soon.
And David, make sure you
Cannonball! Let's go.
Thanks, David.
Thrive in 25.
That's right.
That's funny
See you,
stuff.
bud.
Well, that was good.
I wasn't expecting that response.
Nobody expected anything. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, pretty good.
I think it was perfect. It was a perfect response.
From the tip of the sip. From the top of the sip.
Yeah, we'll take both. That's good stuff,
That
man.
was so spur of the moment. You
I
just,
know.
you just hit me with that.
I literally walked in and thought about it. So, oh, dang, I dropped that. Let me get it. So, hey.
Merry Christmas, everyone. We hope you had a great one.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about our Christmases.
Sure.
And then talk about what's coming up next year. But like last week, we dropped on Tuesday early.
Dropped it like it's hot.
We dropped it like it's hot on Christmas Eve to stay current. We're doing that again this week. We are coming to you live on tape.
Yes.
On New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, baby.
So, we're going to talk about Christmas, what we might be doing for New Year's, trying to set up 2025 because we're going to be thriving.
Thriving and 25-ing, baby.
And then this will be the last one of the year.
Yes. 2024, putting a stamp on it.
Yes. And then next episode you hear from us, we'll be thriving.
Here's what I think people should do. They should do what I did with my family. Now, I forced them to sit around the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and we just listen to Cannonball. So instead of the night before Christmas, it's the Cannonball before Christmas.
No, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Because I saw the picture you posted of your theater room with a Christmas Story up on that big screen.
True.
I was like,
true.
Can I come next year?
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. In fact, I'm going to take 2 listeners. So if y'all want to put your names in,
I'll bring the popcorn.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I've got a popcorn maker up there too.
Even better.
It's a legit theater. It's really good.
Yeah, it looked
I
awesome.
can't believe you've not been up there, actually.
Yeah, thanks.
It took me 2 years.
How long have we known each other?
Very long time, actually. It's pretty long. Yeah, that was the first movie that was ever fully played. We did some demo movies while we were setting everything up to see what it looked like, sounded like, etc.
But from end to end.
From end to end, that was the first full movie we ever played.
Awesome. That's fitting.
It was perfect.
Did you play it like in July?
No.
Why that movie? Was it happening to be around
It was
Christmas?
in December. It was December. In fact, it was intentional. I was getting the room completed. I did most of the work, which is why it took 2 years. I did like most of everything except the sheetrock and the carpet. Everything else I did. And took a long time. So when we were getting ready and I was doing the demo tapes, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to save it. Because it was in October when it was pretty much done. I said, we'll wait till December. And it was intentional. The first movie we'll ever play will be Christmas Story. And we had the whole family over. And it was my dad's last Christmas with us. And he got to watch it in the theater room, our first movie. So it has a lot of meaning.
Yes.
It actually does.
That's why I love a good first.
Yeah.
Like when you plan to make sure that first is special. Much like our relationship in the new studio.
Yes. It was
forever and
intentional.
ever and ever. Nothing can ever change this. The very first thing filmed in this room was us together for what?
Cannonball! Let's do that.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. You know, it's funny because you will do a lot of things that are significant in your life, but oftentimes you forget it until something else comes up that reminds you of it. But when you have those staple moments, those first moments, you don't need anything to remind you of it. It's like it happened yesterday. Just like that theater moment, I'll remember it like it was yesterday. Just like our Cannonball, I will never forget it until I have dementia.
Well, my memory is on its way out, but first stick with me because of that.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
I'll always know forever and ever when Skylar received her first paycheck. We talked about this last week. Parking lot in Olive Branch next to the Kroger, you know, on Goodman Road.
Yep.
Always remember. We'll never forget that.
I always remember when my brother called me the first time getting out of jail. I mean, those things will stay with you. Stay with you.
All right, Christmas.
Yeah.
How was yours, sir?
It was great. You know, hectic in the sense of rushing to make sure everything's done. I don't think it's different than most families.
Yep.
You know, if you got people coming to your house. I will say this. This is the part that I love watching. Now, I'm going to mention a name.
Drop
This is 2024.
Drop it.
So in 2025, things will be different. But we're going to still keep it 2024 real. Alicia Camp. I don't know if you heard of her.
Mother of Maddie.
Mother of Matt. I love when she gets stressed. I do, because she's funny to watch, because she's very docile. She's very calm. And when she gets stressed, she wears it. It's like if she's playing poker, you already know if you're going to need to put down more money or just hold your cards. She shows it. And we had the grandkids over. And, you know, they're 5 and like 3. Something.
And we've already established they want to tear the tree up and getting things.
Man, they love to be loud. And it got so loud in there. Them screeching and running and hollering. Her face is purple. And she's like, I'm getting a shower. And disappeared for so long. So long. What that meant was, you're watching them. And she gone.
Was this before people are really starting to pile in?
Yeah, this was earlier in the day.
Okay,
Yeah. So it was like early morning.
This is you.
And it was just like,
This is your brother.
I'm out. No. That was our grandkids.
Oh, I'm thinking
This
of
wasn't even my brother's kids.
I was thinking of nieces and nephews.
That came later.
That's right.
That came later. This is just the grandchildren. So they were really on full get it yesterday. And well, Christmas, you know, a lot of activities, a lot of fun. And so I just set them at the table and we did Play-Doh. For a good long time. A lot of Play-Doh activity happening.
Play-Doh. That's a good go-to. Played with Play-Doh a lot.
I made them all of my favorites.
My kids, yeah.
I made them a hot dog. I could do that. And then I made them a hamburger. And then I flipped it over. I said, now it's a pancake. So I did everything I had in my arsenal.
I was never creative with Play-Doh. And Legos, I didn't know how to make cool things on my own, be very creative, which Skylar was. I like the manual. I like building to the manual.
I noticed you were in the ribbon cutting of our new Lego place in Hernando.
Yeah, there's a place here called Bricks and Minifigs.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's amazing. If you're into Lego, like any right-thinking human should be, you got to go visit. And it's a franchise, so there's other locations. I didn't realize this. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
know there's a Lego Land down in Orlando.
Yeah,
it's a whole Lego place.
That's a theme park.
It's a theme park, yeah.
But Bricks and Minifigs, you know, your go-to for Legos. You can get Legos that have been discontinued. You can go and sell your Legos.
Really?
You can go there and they might be able to find a set for you, a Lego set that's out there in the abyss for you. You know, and the minifigs are the little people.
Yeah,
and huge collecting items, so collectors love their minifigs. So you go over there and they get a minifig for every movie theme you could think of. I mean, imagine all the Star Wars Lego sets and minifigs, if you will.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome in there. It's
for the first time. So understand where you're bringing me into is a world I've not been in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Other than here's what I know about Legos. When my kids were little, I'd step on them, immediate death to my foot.
Yeah.
Put me out of commission for a whole week sometimes. I know I was told that my brother and I would put Legos down in my dad's cowboy boot, and he would find those later. So that was a fun game.
Very sharp edges, to say the least.
That was a fun game. So I don't know a lot about Lego stuff. And I didn't even realize there was a collector's market. I had right literally this minute, I'm finding this out because I've just not followed Legos. But then up to the point of 25 seconds ago, when you kept saying minifigs, I was thinking about fruit. Yeah. And then I realized you were talking about figures. You had shortened it up for me. So I wasn't speaking the lingo.
Bricks and small fruit.
Okay. That's what I didn't know how we were doing it.
Bricks and Fig Newtons.
Yeah, I was like, wow, it does sound delicious. So
Fig Newtons,
I don't know. I did like them when I was little, though. Yeah, I will say. I
like the new like strawberry flavored one, but the natural, the old school, no.
Yeah, but
when we get to my Christmas, I have some Lego stories here. But
we're about to get there because I want to stay on Lego for a minute, anyways.
Okay.
So here's the thing: how I knew you were there. Is either Alicia or Maddie, one of those two. You've met them both. They're scrolling through and they're like, "Is this Derrick?" And they show me a picture, and you were on their
ribbon cutting
Facebook in their shopping, and I'm like, "What?" Yeah, and then I'm like, "Lego, what?" And then I read the article. It's like, "Oh, we got a Lego place in Hernando. Didn't even know about that." Yeah. So that's fascinating.
So I started seeing this Facebook page getting shared, Bricks and Minifigs. What is this? You know. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Lego place coming to Hernando. Follow.
Wow.
And then I see my friend Kevin Thorne, who I forget what his job is, but he's also part of the board of commissioners. One of the.
I've heard his name.
He's smarter than me.
Okay.
I'll just say that. He's part of the smart group of local people that help build the city as it is.
I got you.
On the planning commission. There we go. Thank you. And I met him through a lot of like arts council events and just hobnobbing. And he actually came to me when I first met him because he likes the Real Hernando podcast. And so we struck a friendship that went as far as seeing each other at events. Well, all of a sudden I see him making an update video on his new store, Bricks and Minifigs. I was like, Kevin is opening this? Boom. And then immediately texted him, hey, when you're ready to come on the Real Hernando podcast, let's do this. And then we started talking. I'm trying to get Skylar a job there. So then at that point, I was all in, keeping up with it. And I'm like, when's your ribbon cutting? This, that. And so finally they had a soft opening. And then a week later, they did their ribbon cutting. And then next year, they're going to do the big grand opening, which is when the franchise comes in and really boosts it up. But,
do you see the irony?
No.
He's on the planning commission and he's doing Legos. Do you see him like standing over his kids and being like, all right, the city, that we do not need another building over here built on this side. You need to build this building. I mean, like he probably plans his kids' Legos.
Who knows?
It makes sense.
Oh, he's a legit Lego dealer and
How about that?
Expert. Like you can be like a licensed Lego something or other, where you can.
Nobody knew this Lego conversation was going to happen. It's not even on my notes. I'm glad we're here though. In fact, I want to add something before I hear your last Lego park. So I know you got another Lego park coming, right?
Well, part of my Christmas.
Because whenever I was over at your place maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you saw some Legos.
I saw some Legos on the thing, and my first thought was, your daughter's 15, 16.
You're never too old for Legos.
Well, I was just thinking, are you holding back? Do you have a small kid somewhere that I don't know about? So I didn't know. But yeah, that wasn't it at all. But I want to get to your story on that. But I was just going to say this too. So yesterday, one of my nephews has autism, and I don't know what the spectrum, how it lands. I don't know what the numbers are. Don't get me a line, but he legit has autism, and he is an autistic kid, and I think this is probably pretty standard on their focus and attention. When he fixates, man. It's all in.
It's a laser beam. Yeah.
And he has that fixation on Legos. And like, he builds complex things.
I bet they're amazing.
They are. But you know, if you tried to get him to write down 10 sentences because he's doing homework, none of it is English. We don't even know what he's doing. But you give him the Lego set, that dude is meticulous. He's great at it. It's just one of those fascinating traits.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
We're not trying to be rude here.
No, absolutely not.
Because I know some people that are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Maybe lower on the spectrum, but what I've found is they're all a savant in something.
Right. I agree.
And then years ago, back in my casino years, as I've told the story many times, being a musician in the casino world, we played a benefit for autism somewhere in further south Mississippi. And they had a big tent where all of the kids' artwork was. Different booths, different displays. Whew, man, I mean, you might see some wood carving or painting, watercolor painting, or someone over here is more acrylic painting. This person does woodworking, or kids. I mean, just on and on. All the different kind of subsets of art you can think of was represented in this tent from all these different kids, and it was amazing detail on all of it. All of them A+ across the whole tent. We were blown away by it. And that's a big part of it.
So if a person out there hears this and they have someone in their family that's autistic, the key is really to find what they love. Yeah. Because they will probably be amazing at it.
And they will laser beam onto it and become an expert at it.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, like my good friend Jeff Ward, co-host of the Rhythm Section podcast. I'm not going to sit here and claim that he's on the spectrum, but he's a savant.
Okay.
So I know what savants are like. He's a savant in Corvettes and Mustangs, especially Corvettes. He can go to a car show, see a Corvette, and he can be like, look at the back windshield. Okay, that's a 65 because that year was when they introduced the new curve in the glass, the way it lays into the body. That's a 65 because, that's right. That's also the year they had this new carburetor. And because of that carburetor, they had these spark plugs and they used these cables right down every little nut and bolt in that car. He knows it. It's wild. Yeah. And I'm like, that thing looks like it goes fast. That's that's my assessment.
Probably gets bad gas mileage.
But anyways, so yeah, Legos, fun. Love them, grew up on them. Yeah. You know, I was an only child growing up, and I had Legos and professional wrestling. WWF at the time. That was it. Love Legos. So it's always been a big part of my kids. And you're never too old. So Skylar got Legos again this year. She's 16. Really? Yeah. Yeah. And so did my lovely girlfriend, LaShawn.
What was her response?
Well, I want to jump ahead to my Christmas. We haven't really covered yours. We haven't really covered yours. Alicia got mad at you and got frustrated and took a 2-hour shower. Yeah. So you can handle the grandkids. That's right. That's it? That's your whole Christmas?
No. Everybody came over later. We did fish. It was 2 hours late. I mean, just things happen. But it was. I tell you what, LaShawn would appreciate this maybe. I don't know. I don't know her family background with this, but I will say this. I judge by sometimes my experiences with my African-American friends. And at the fire station, you did not have chicken and or fish, fried fish, without spaghetti.
That's soul food, right?
That is the soul food, and it's the spaghetti is the side dish. Well, we stayed true to that, brother. So we had spaghetti as well, and fried fish.
And fried fish.
We did.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob.
Yep. Hush puppies.
Hush puppies. Yeah. Coleslaw. Boom. We did it that way. Yep, that's how it all went down.
Hey, who says you need turkey and ham?
Right? I do it at Thanksgiving, and then after that, I feel like in the manger they probably didn't have turkey. So I was like, it's a different holiday, anyways. So I'm changing it up. Dog.
I'm sure they had spaghetti.
They probably did. Everybody doesn't. It's a very big influence. So it's noodles. But
so how many people are at your house?
Oh man, I'm gonna give a wild guess because I didn't count. 25 to 30.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. There's a lot of kids. Very loud. A lot of sticky stuff now. Funny thing about that. Clean all the surfaces when everybody comes and leaves. Everything's sticky. What are they touching? What is going on? Why is everything you touch is now have a sticky substance?
I don't want to say it, but
yeah,
it could be boogers.
Oh. I would understand that, except I saw a couple of the kids eating theirs. So I would say they would have went around and cleaned them up.
I mean,
I'm like, bro, we got food coming. Why y'all eating the boogers?
I mean, they're taking care of their business, not leaving it behind.
I'm like, at least they ain't sharing. If I start seeing people pick and then share, I'm going to have to shut this whole operation down, kids.
Yeah. So how do you handle Christmas gifts with a big family? Because do you and Maddie and Alicia, immediate, and Zachary, Zach, we call him Zach, do you do like your Christmas morning, just
it's traditional that way.
You guys first thing in the morning handle your gifts, and then people start rolling in. And then do you have like a Santa that's handing out gifts and like, okay, next is so and so from so and so? And
I got to tell you, now that had been the case in the past. There would be a designated kid that would hand the presents out.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happened this year or not. When all the family was there and they were doing their exchanges, I was in the garage frying fish.
Yeah,
I fried fish for a long time. So
you missed the whole.
I missed a lot of that.
Part of that might be a good thing, right?
Sometimes you get not that you don't want to be a part of the festivities. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Look,
there's some chaos in the holidays.
Full disclosure. My family, my mom included. Love her, bless her. She's gonna listen to this. My mom, my brother, Glenda
Camp.
Yep. Holla.
Thank you for all the support you give.
Oh, mom is best.
Our
mom
content.
Is best. She's
this
awesome.
Podcast, the Monday podcast.
100%. Her, my brother, all his kids, my grandkids, everybody, like if 10 is the max on the volume button, they're all spun to 10. And when it's all in the same general area, it is so loud. My head pounds, my eyes go cross. I am officially old. One of the funny things, I brought this up to my brother. It's like, I'm like, at some point in the evening, I'm like, I'm right here. Everybody y'all talk a little lower. And I know I get excited. I get it. But man, it was just getting so loud. And he was like, we're not even talking that loud. I said, Jason, last time you came in and I was at y'all's house, actually. I came over to their house. It was so loud in there. And I said, man, y'all blasted. He goes, and he turns the TV, he goes, it's only at 65. I'm 65!
Oh my God.
It's usually at 14 at my house. On the volume spectrum.
Oh, I got a TV volume story for you.
God, it was painful. So yeah, that part, the loud is tough. The food was fantastic. Everything came out great there. Everybody that showed up, we all had a great time. And, memories were made, pictures were taken, and I dressed up like Cousin Eddie. So there's all those things happening.
That's a great photo.
That is, I went with the robe this year, the one where he's dumping the pooper. So I change it up each year. So
it was great. How does Alicia feel about that costume?
She deals with it.
She just deals with it.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, I have enough. You're extra. You're a little extra right now.
We're going to work through it.
So then it capped off. How? Did it just people just start fizzling away?
Start slowly but surely.
Are you sending people off home with plates of food?
Oh God, yes. They took plenty of that stuff. Trust me. We cooked so much fish that we actually had a whole tray that probably had, I'm going to take a wild guess and say 40 more fillets that we didn't even get to cooking, and because we were just tired of cooking and eating.
Wow.
So my brother-in-law I said, y'all take all this and fry it at your house another day.
Yeah.
So they took it.
Good.
So, yeah. But how about you? Talk to me about it.
So. Big Christmas. Ooh, I mean, this is much like Thanksgiving, one of the bigger Christmases ever since my childhood, especially since moving south.
Was it with your immediate family, LaShawn's family, everybody together?
All of it.
Okay.
Separate times.
Oh, just a whole day.
Yeah, whole day.
Gotcha.
So Christmas morning day, my daughter was with her mother. So then that opened it up for me and LaShawn to go back to Grenada, Mississippi, to spend it with her family. So we just had Thanksgiving. Prior to Thanksgiving, I met a couple sisters, Mama Bernice. Then Thanksgiving, met a brother, some other family. But then Christmas was full shebang, all siblings. So I met another sister and another brother. But anyway, so huge family. and in a very tight spot.
Mhm.
So yes, it was high volume.
Mm.
Like, and I grew up in a high volume, loud Yankee family, loud.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so many people. It was probably like around 25 like you, but I mean, the house is a quarter of your house, right? So it was really small.
And we were spread out
tight.
too. So some people were outside, some.
Yeah, it was really tight. So that was a bit much, you know.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I mean, they're all wonderful.
Sure.
They're very accepting of me. I'm in.
Do they know that you're friends with me?
Not yet.
Keep that a secret.
Not yet.
Don't let that. If you let that out, it's over with. It's over with. So how you doing with the names? You meet all these new people. Are you keeping up?
No.
Okay.
Her siblings, yes, I've got them memorized.
Yeah.
Her mom, and then you start breaking into nieces, nephews, grandkids, great grandkids. I mean, it's just a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So siblings. I know LaShawn's watching.
Bam, bam.
Oldest, Daryl. Then Shalonda. Then Renee. I think I'm getting the order right.
Is she answering you right now?
Maybe. And then Tina, Chris, LaShawn.
Oh, there's a Chris in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Good job.
So,
Chris is a good name.
And then plenty of other kids, and just kids upon kids. Kids meaning even 20-year-olds, but kids of
I get what you
the
mean.
gang.
Sure.
Food was amazing.
What'd y'all have?
As always. Turkey,
Okay.
ham, no chitlins.
No
for
neck bone. Do you
Christmas.
have neck bone?
No. So when I mentioned the last crock pot of pinto beans,
Yes.
and how
Yeah,
she
chicken.
mentioned neck bone, I'm like, say what?
Yep.
And then I said she put in turkey legs. I was wrong.
Okay.
Turkey wings.
Oh,
She put turkey wings.
I
in
thought
the
you
pinto
told me
beans.
chicken legs.
Maybe.
Somebody's leg.
So maybe I was double wrong.
It
It
was
was,
a- it was
not
somebody's-
legs and
okay.
a different bird.
was
Turkey wings.
Okay.
So she did that again in the pinto beans, and then I didn't know this
Mm-hmm.
when she prepares her pinto beans, is she'll go through the entire bag. Of
I do
the
know
dried-
about these things. Yes. Not that she did that, but people do that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and if there are any ones that are broken in half, trash. If they're a little peeled or chipped, trash. If they look a little darker and crustier, trash. So I helped her, and I was like, "This is gonna be the best batch of pinto beans ever. Your family's gonna be like, Derek must have helped with these because
That's
they're
right.
extra good. You
Touch of
know,
amazing.
No one noticed, but
Yeah.
so that was fun.
Yeah. Did she soak them in the water for the whole night?
You know, threw them in the crock pot with the turkey wings, and
Okay.
I don't know what else she threw in there.
So much of my cultural experience, full disclosure, was at the fire station because I had the full diverse spectrum.
Mhm.
I mean, everything you could imagine. We had a guy from Africa that worked there, and traditionally, I can't remember the holiday for him. I don't remember the holiday. I'm ashamed at that. But he would slaughter a goat and bring the parts of the goat in,
Mhm.
and he would hang part of that in the hose tower to dry and stuff, and then
Really?
there was a cook thing.
You're allowed to do this at the.
I don't know, but who was going to say
But he did
something?
it.
Who was going to say something, right? But my point is, you get into a brotherhood, if you would. You know, that's essentially what it's known as, fire department brotherhood. And you have so many people from so many cultural backgrounds coming together. And on the Memphis Fire Department, you have folks from all over the country. And then occasionally, like I was saying, sometimes people migrate here from different countries and then they get on the fire department. Man, you want to talk about some food awakenings. That's what I had a lot of times, which was awesome. The best chicken I've ever found how to cook was a dude that grew up right here in Memphis, and that's what him and his family specialized in, was frying chicken. And his fried chicken recipe is phenomenal. So what I'm saying is you never know what introduction might happen. And, everybody's got different traditions.
Yeah, and I'm not an adventurous eater.
I know.
You know, so
You're going to have to get there.
when it comes to even collard greens, I don't go there because I never liked cooked spinach, and I feel like it's kind of part of that family.
It's part of the family. It's a cousin.
You know, it's a cousin.
They hang out, the turnip greens.
Yeah. So pinto beans, cornbread, regular bread rolls, mac cheese. Ooh.
Mm.
So this is something that was not in Thanksgiving, that was in Christmas, and chicken spaghetti.
Chicken spaghetti.
Have you ever had chicken spaghetti?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, so
I've had
good.
chicken Alfredo. Is that the same?
No,
Okay. There's noodles and
I
chicken.
don't know. Yeah,
And there's Alfredo sauce.
yeah. It's just no Alfredo sauce. It's a different cheesy sauce and different kind of vegetables in there.
Yeah.
Delicious. Pasta salad, and then tons of desserts like crazy.
What's the go-to pie?
Oh, they had.
I'm a pie guy.
They didn't have pumpkin in either. It was like this for Christmas. They had. I'm trying to like a lemon.
I like lemon
upside down pineapple cake.
That's nice.
Fruit salad. Red velvet. I'm missing something here. But it was all delicious.
Yeah.
And I had my 3 plates and packed up a plate going home.
To go. Had a plate to go. Yeah.
And just like last time, and LaShawn said, don't do this.
Okay.
She's like, let's put our to-go plates together before we eat too much. Because just like Thanksgiving, by
you
the
don't
time
feel hungry, so
I'm so full. I mean, I feel miserable.
That's how you should go to the shopping.
I feel sick.
If you're going to go grocery shopping, you should eat a lot.
And then you put light scoops and, I'm only going to get some ham. And then you get home and it's just like, why didn't I get a ton of turkey too?
Yeah.
Or, man, this chicken spaghetti is good. I wish I would have got 3 scoops of this stuff, Anyway, so it was good. Watched a little football, but then it just got too packed. And the Christmas gifting, all the siblings decided they're all at an age here. I mean, we're talking mid-60s down to late 40s here. We don't need to exchange anymore. But it's about Mama Bernice.
Oh, yeah.
You
do go full circle, right? So when you're a kid, all the presents come to you. And then when you get older, we did that with my grandma. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that hit home with me because my grandma turned back into a kid when she was in her late years. Yeah. She was hoarded. She was like, that's mine. And she was like making sure, like a mother hen, all her stuff was right around her. Mama all CP. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. That just strung that memory.
So that's important. We can't say sorry, Mom,
Right.
And then the nieces, nephews, grandkids, great-grandkids were getting cards. There wasn't huge, heavy gift opening at that one. They all had their immediate family.
Right.
They're trickling in to eat, right? So that was fun. And then we rolled out around 3 o'clock, a little before 3. And then the plan was from Grenada up to South Haven, pick Skylar up, take her back to Hernando, Mama D come on over. And it went from a small house of 25 people to a small apartment of 4 people. So it was like downsized. For my family Christmas was just the 4 of us, and a ton of gift giving though. It was fun. And like last week, I mentioned how Skylar was so excited because she was spending her first paycheck on Christmas, and she blew it up.
Yeah.
And it was just an extension of my happiness watching it because now she's Santa. So she's like, nope, I already knew. I was like, Skylar, take over, do however you want to do. So she immediately organized all the gifts, and this is from that person, this person, and just started handing them out. And she liked doing that punk wrapping, as I call it. You get punked, where she'll wrap a small thing.
Oh yeah,
paper towels, another round of paper, plastic bag, Scotch tape all together. You need a knife to cut through, just on and on and on.
Yeah.
And so we all got hit with that at some point, and she's just laughing. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is good. Fun. Now, we did a version of that with Maddie. We had a big box, and she had the small gift in it. So we did one like that.
Yeah. So we all got at least 1 or 2. And so then Legos. So I always get Skylar. Not always. I think there was a period where I'm like, she's a little old. Maybe she won't like Legos. And then I'm like, I don't care how old she is. She's getting Legos. So the Lego sets that you saw set up when you came over to help me move some stuff, that was last Christmas.
Oh.
That was Christmas 2023. And we never tore them down. They're kind of just there. Right? Yeah. So this year, walking through Walmart, looking at the toy section for someone, then of course you look at the Lego section, and Walmart's really stepped up with their Lego displaying and variety. And there's this whole new line of Legos that they're flowers. You can get like a bouquet of roses.
Yeah.
And the Legos building the roses and different, flowers and everything. Skylar was like, oh man, the roses, that was awesome. I love that. And I'm like, Christmas, but I can't buy it in front of her. Mm-hmm. So Skylar walks off and LaShawn's watching me, and I hide it. I try to push it. There's only one box. I try to push it behind some other boxes, and I'm trying to hide this thing, right? And
They got you on camera, man.
so
When you're walking in, they're like, "This is being recorded."
and it didn't work.
Okay.
Didn't work. Finally, I get around to getting back to it. Nope. After some searching, then I found it. So that she was so happy to get those Legos. And then I find out through all of this, Sean had never even touched a Lego.
Oh.
I'm like, that's fixing to change.
Okay.
Again, age does not matter in the world of
Forced
Legos.
Lego
It
love.
is fun for anybody. I'm like, so when we're in that Lego section, there's a Lego line called 3-in-1 Creator, where you get the main piece, right? The main car or whatever it is, but then you can tear it down and make another thing, tear it down, make another thing. You get directions for 3 different models, so you can like have more fun with it. She was like, "Oh my God, look at this." And it was a big roller skate, and she loves roller skating. So I was like, bing, okay.
You're paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
See, I hope
And then
not watching this one.
I go back to get it, gone.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, man, I'm missing
Swing and a
it.
miss.
I'm missing it. So went out with LaShawn to search for said bouquet of roses for Skylar.
Yeah.
The Walmart South in South Haven had it. So I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to wait.
You couldn't get these things on Amazon?
Well, I didn't have time to
Okay.
have them mail in.
Fair
you
enough.
know?
Fair
oh,
enough.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah, I was curious if like you couldn't find it at Walmart.
you can go to
could always-
lego.com and get
Okay.
the Empire State Building.
Okay.
You know, like the major Legos. So I go and so I pick up her roller skate. And then while in there, I saw this other set. And LaShawn loves space and stars and, you know, telescope. And I found this cool set that has, a space theme. Not like Star Wars space, but
Yeah.
telescope with a little car
Actual
and everything.
Outer
And-
space.
yeah, so I got her that. So she got 2 sets of Legos. And she was very happy with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are my Legos, people?
I'll tell you what, you'll know
I mean,
if
come on.
if you're dating in 5 years.
I mean, where are my Legos?
That's right. If you're dating in 5 years and she wants Legos, you know she liked it. If you're dating in 5
Yeah.
years and you get her
Oh, I
Legos,
mean, she's getting them every year.
she's
whether
going to know. She'll know. You'll know then. You'll know for sure. Because like I said about the pearl necklace the first time, Alicia was like, "Oh, that's nice." And the second time she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What did I do wrong? What did I do? What? I got there's a lot of pearls."
A lot of
So
pearl.
I don't know what's happening.
So I'm looking forward to the Lego assembling here.
Good.
Probably this weekend or whatever, whenever we get around to it. But Christmas was great. We had a lot of fun. There's more chill, a lot of laughs. My mom is funny. And,
Mama D.
my family is pretty raunchy and, not short with the cuss words and just having fun. So poor LaShawn's sensitive ears is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We're like, we're not trying to scare you away.
Welcome
She's like,
to the
and
party.
Yeah. So it was fun. Yeah. Good Christmas.
Yeah, it does come and go so fast now. I remember it. I'm sure you do. Growing up, it's like, man, you're just counting the days down, the hours down. You're like, man, so many more days, and then we'll get to do this, then we'll do this. And I don't know about you, but like me, I was a Star Wars guy. So growing up,
Okay.
man, Star Wars action figures, I was thinking about how I was going to add to my fleet. We're going to be able to attack some stuff. I would set up some different celestial fights that was about to happen. So that was always like the big items when I was a little kid. But it's funny because it is so true. The older you get, it's like you blink your eyes. And it's like, it's Christmas. I thought we just finished Thanksgiving. It's like, wow. And you never feel like you're getting enough things done. But I'll say all those things and bring it up to this point because this is what's happening right now. We're in studio. What time is it? 11:58 on Thursday.
December
Was that 26th?
Yes.
Because it's the day after Christmas. That's what happens. 25th and then 26th is the next day. That's how that works.
Tomorrow's the 27th.
Is that what? Thank you for that. I didn't know if we were using Common Core.
But we're published on the 31st.
Yeah, welcome to the party.
So welcome to December 31st, everyone.
So this is how Alicia works. Now, I will set up most of the Christmas regalia.
Regalia.
I'm a guy that likes to decorate, okay? Maybe that's weird, I don't know, but I'm a decorator dude. Man, she's a breaker downer girl. The moment the 26th pops up, the sun is rising off the horizon. You just see, it's like she turns into the Grinch on the 26th. Things are flying off the shelves, stacking up. It's like I see elves in reverse. She is the elf, the head elf.
She doesn't hang on until after the new year?
The only thing that will stay up until the 31st is the family tree. That's
Gotcha.
it. Everything else will start coming down, being organized, packed up. Is it a bad thing? No, because I think I would rather have that than me have to pick it all up by myself or come in and, it's like we're in February and there's still some lights hung somewhere. I'm like, what are we doing?
That's
so,
me.
In the end, it's not a bad thing, but I was getting ready to come up here today and there was already piles mounting up on the shelves. And so it's like she stacks it in the organization that it's going to go in the totes.
Yeah.
And then
She's organized with it.
back up to the top.
Wow.
That's what's happening right now at my house.
And what's great is you're not having to do it.
And no, I'm here. I'm going to stay here as long as I can. This is
that's
actually going to be a 4-hour episode. I figure if Rogan can do 3 hours with Trump, I can do 4 hours with my boy D.
Well, thank you, Alicia, because
Yeah.
we're having fun over here.
That's right, buddy.
I had a tree years ago in my first place I lived at in Memphis, over on Park and Highland, over out that way.
Yeah.
I had a tree into early March. I never lit it back up,
Wasn't a real tree, I take it.
Oh God, no.
That would have
No,
been
of course
awesome.
not. No, of course not.
It's a little barren right now, but yes, it'll be all right. It'll come back. It's a perennial.
It just sat in that corner for weeks and weeks and weeks because I'd get home from work. At the time, I had a day job, which was and I wasn't my own boss then.
Yeah.
I'd get home from work and be like, not today. Not today. And then finally I'm like, dude, are you going to have a Christmas tree in your house first day of spring?
It's just called a shrub then.
Come on. Let's get it going.
It's a decorative bush.
And I finally did it. And I'm like, it's kind of embarrassing. People would come over. Is that a Christmas tree?
Yeah. So, Well, it's identifying as something different right now. So y'all leave it alone. Y'all leave it alone. I'm going to tell you, I wish if there was one, there's a few things, but if there was one thing that I could really have more control over, which a person would say you can, but it's really not that easy, is putting up the fake trees. Once you put all the branches down, then you got to fluff all the things. That takes so
Forever.
long.
Yeah.
If I could just transport the tree up into an attic, if I had space, I don't have space. If I did, and just let the tree stay sitting up.
Yeah.
So then all we got to do is take it down and decorate it. That's fine.
That's beautiful.
Taking those dang branches out. Oh, and you know what else I'm never getting again? And then I'm going to get off of this. But trees sometimes do trigger. No more pre-lits. Those things are garbage.
Yeah.
I have bought a few over the past couple years. By the second season, half the lights are out in the center or something.
Well, if you think about it, you're tearing the tree down and crushing it all up
That's
to fit in
true.
the box.
That's true.
The lights can't handle that. Yeah. So my tree is a white tree that was pre-lit with blue lights. We thought that was really pretty. And yeah, the blue lights
Looks great in the store.
Yeah. And the blue lights are a percentage are working, but then thanks to Mama D, she came and set the tree up for me this year, and then she added colored lights to it and all this stuff, and it looks beautiful. Yeah. I like a white tree. It's really nice.
We have one.
Yeah, because the lights really pop off of it.
One of our 5.5 is white.
Yeah, one of our 5.5. So I like the white tree. And it's a good tree. It's not broken.
Yeah. Do you name it?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. That would be weird, but I was just curious.
We'll call it Marshmallow.
Nice.
Being
That's
white.
really nice. I got that raccoon.
That's right.
That albino raccoon, just to tell a quick story on that one.
Yeah, so that's on last week's thumbnail.
Yeah.
Before you not have it anymore, because I know you have some plans with it, it needs to make a real appearance on this show.
Okay. I can bring it in.
So that we can do some real show and tell in front of the camera.
Just set it in front of that mic. Let it do its own thing. It's proper send off.
Funny.
Proper send off.
Turn the camera on.
Yeah,
on
I'll have some questions for it, so we'll see what it says. What were you thinking that day you got into my chicken coop, mister?
Well, so that's Christmas.
Okay.
Right? Is anything else to add? Because we got 2025 ahead.
Yeah, the New Year's quickly approaching, and then when you're watching this, it's tomorrow. Here's what I'll say. I'm not big on New Year's resolutions. I try to come up with things that I need to improve or fix or change almost daily, but definitely weekly and monthly. I'm always looking at where am I at, where am I trying to go, and try to adjust. But what I will use New Year's for, and I'm curious about your take on it, what I will use it for is goal setting. Not necessarily New Year's resolutions where I'm looking to change something about me, where that's, to me, in my mind, I'm always trying to do that on a regular basis. But what I will do is I will use that calendar year and I will say, I want to hit these marks in whatever that is. So speaking, I want to do 4 major speaking events or whatever. And so I have a actual We've discussed this before. I have an actual bucket list at the house.
Literally,
a literal bucket list of one of the things is go to every Major League Baseball park before I die. That's one of my actual ding.
Oh, bing.
Bucket list items. Now, I will also take that bucket list in conjunction with the calendar coming up and think about how do I check some of these boxes.
Yeah.
So in addition to accomplishments, such as, 4 major speaking events, make sure that I have these types of guests on my show by the end of the year, certain topics I want to cover. I will make a physical list so I can attack it. So what I've got planned for this year, this is outside of those things, 2 marathons, 2 Major League Baseball parks, and skydiving.
Wow.
That's what I got on my list for the 12 months.
Those are some big things there.
Try and check
so where are the Major League parks?
So one of them's going to be Seattle, because we're going to Alaska to run a marathon.
So you're going to kind of parlay those together?
We've planned it accordingly. Where they're in town, and we're going to land a couple days early, go to the game.
Love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then the other one, haven't decided 100%, but I think it's going to be Kansas City.
Okay.
We've looked at that. I've not been to a Royals game. So that's like in the top 2 possibilities.
Have you done a marathon in that part of the country? Or is there any, are you missing any, like Kansas, Missouri?
I haven't done all those. I'm at a point now.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
South Dakota?
No, haven't done South Dakota yet.
Okay.
But that's the thing.
It's not super close, but it's up the ladder.
Yeah. We're at a point now, the only easy drive, they're all drivable other than, well, no, they're all drivable because you can drive to Alaska. The only one that's kind of close is Texas, and I'm actually saving that one for the last one because I want as many of my friends and family that could make it to the number 50 state, if I can make all 50, to be able to come.
Cool.
So it'd be close. If I would have had this fully planned out, I would have just chose Mississippi to be the last. Would have made sense, but I didn't know I was going to do this.
So I've done none of that. I am not a good planner. Goal maker.
Well, that's where I was going with this. Do
Thrive in 2025. It's as far as I go.
We're gonna just leave it as it'll achieve itself.
And I should trust me. Many of business coaches I've worked with are like telling me to do that. I don't know why I struggle with that real goal setting, and I need to get around that.
I had a guy once tell me, he's like, that's the dumbest, I'm using the voice too, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let's do bucket list. So when you're done, you're going to die. I said, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, sir.
But you keep adding to the bucket list.
Because it's not static. The bucket list is dynamic. It grows. It fluctuates sometimes. At one point in time, I had on my bucket list to get my RN license. That's when I was all in fire department, paramedic. I was with my RN. It's what a lot of us do. My interests have changed on that. I don't have no desire to be an RN at this point because it's not going to benefit me. I have no direction there. I'm going full tilt Coach Camp stuff. So that's my point. Sometimes you have to adjust. You have to adjust. And you should do that. And I think whenever you do put something on paper, it creates this thought process of I've got to get it done within this timeline. Yeah. And you're looking at it and you're thinking about it and you're like, all right, I'm going to get it done. I mean, a couple years back, it was like hot air balloon. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. We did it. We did hot air balloon.
And so you've never skydived before?
No. I actually tried to sign up a year and a half ago. And the place, I couldn't get a hold of them. I'd leave messages. They never called me back. And this went on for like 2 months. I said, screw it. And then I see a friend. And they're diving at the place that I was trying to get a hold of. And I was calling the right number because I even asked him. I took that as God saying, don't do it this year. You're going to die. There's a problem. You're going to have a problem. Push it off. Yeah. So I didn't do it that year. So I'm going to do it this year. Nice. Or I'm going to try again and we'll see what happens.
Very cool.
Hopefully.
I hope it doesn't hurt your shoulder because, when you're up there, position like Superman.
Stretch me out.
Stretches you out.
I think so. Hey, guess what I got for Christmas?
What's that?
I wanted to share this with you because I want to see if I want to videotape doing it. I got a plunge pool. It's like a 2.5 foot tall, 3 foot round maybe. It's just you put ice water in it and then you get in it.
And you get in it.
You just get in it.
It's supposed to be good for your joints, right?
I don't know. I'm going to try it.
This ice plunge, ice bath stuff is the new thing.
Well, and I've been doing it with my legs after races. If I had somewhere cold, I could step down to my knees. But we talked about it before. It's tough to get past that. So I got this for Christmas. I think we should do like a TikTok challenge.
Who got you?
Well, I asked for it.
So the family.
From Alicia. She got it.
She got it.
She got whatever you get. She got the gift that I think men in our age range, they know their wives love, and that's botulism. I got her some botulism so she could shoot that into her face. Yeah.
Botulism. That sounds like a way of society.
Yeah, it's the old Botox shots.
Botulism.
She was. I was like, all right, come on, go shoot them up, baby. Get your eyebrows. Look, you got to be careful with that. I don't do the shots, but like,
yeah,
the people that do that,
I think we're all thankful for that.
If you did, though, you could get your eyebrows up. You look like Jack Nicholson. You got to be careful. You always look surprised. You're like, whoa, what just happened? It's like, whoa, sorry about that. Got that needle a little too close to it, didn't I? Pulled it all up. It's all tight, though. It's all tight. You just look really shocked.
So surprised. So surprised.
How's it going?
Well, Coach, this is the last Cannonball of the year.
Yeah. How much time have we been going?
Oh, about 55 minutes.
It feels like 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't cover any of this.
Well, we'll cover that in 2025.
Wow.
But let's reflect a little.
Okay.
You know, we had some setbacks for this show, but because
did.
of some things with the studio, it's been a rough year, but also a great year.
I thought we would be doing this like in my garage.
Yeah, learned a lot. Well, this was most likely going to be in my dining room before, this second room, the second chance presented itself.
Yeah.
And I capitalized on it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it was what it was.
It's a good year.
Yeah.
I
learned a lot. It was a tough year for me.
It was a good year because I think we grew.
Yeah.
You grew.
Yes. And, great things outside of business. LaShawn, love you.
Yeah.
And then I got to play in a cool band for a while with her, the Tina Turner tribute band. I'm trying to psychoanalyze the positives here.
Well, there. I think there were probably more than you can realize.
What were some big positives for you?
Well, I made it through a second year of podcasting. The Motivate with Coach Cam show had a lot of amazing guests come on that I would have never guessed in a million years. I could have
another
connected
52.
With. I mean, it's just there's all those parts. I got a lot of speaking gigs, a lot this past year, which was really that was a growth moment. And then the Hope Center, it's grown a lot. Going into 2025, I've been asked to be considered for a board of directors position on there. So a lot of big positives came in that. And then checked off 2 more marathons off the bucket list. And
what states were those?
Oh, God, now you're going to make me think. Iowa. I did Iowa and South Carolina. Those 2 this past year.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's funny, too. You do these things, and you're like, I can't even remember what I did last week. How am I going to remember stuff?
Midwest, Mid-South.
Yeah. I mean, I try to check it up like that. We're going to do Alaska next year, and then I think Delaware is the other one. So it's
that's quite a stretch.
Opposite ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing, man, is just try to embrace life every single day. Do not take it for granted because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We had some great losses. We had some big losses. My father-in-law passed this past year. We had some losses. We had some setbacks. Hardships still came our way. We're not immune to that.
No.
But I think that it's through those moments and all of the difficult moments you had that you can appreciate, you learn, and then you can appreciate whenever you're really on the upswing for a second. I think Coach Camp is on an upswing. I think Cannonball's on an upswing, and I know for a fact Derrick's on an upswing. 2025, we are going to Cannonball! Let's go! I love it. Yeah, man. Look, I can't imagine doing this with anyone else, mostly because I don't know anybody else with an entire studio.
No, I had this conversation with LaShawn.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'd be a crime to not continue to do this show.
I do feel that way.
Because
I'd have you arrested.
It's one thing to have equipment to do a podcast. It's one thing to have, an interview podcast is a little easier.
True.
Because the guest is the star. Some hosts are maybe a little boring.
Can be.
Than others. And but it's a format that pretty much anyone can do. But to have what I call a buddy podcast, where it's just knuckleheads getting together talking about whatever, is not as easy because you need certain kind of people that can do it.
Personality.
And people that can do it together,
that's right.
Like a
peanut butter and jelly
chemistry. So I'm like, it'd be a crime against life.
I agree.
If we didn't do this.
And I would send the police your way, and I know Sheriff Tuggle.
Because it was not every day you can have this kind of opportunity. And you're the star of this show.
You're the star in my life.
Oh,
chemistry. Yeah.
But for real, so You're the talent, and I'm the producer. We put it together, and we got this show.
I think one can't function without the other. We need both tires. So,
all right, and everyone, please have a very safe and happy New Year. Don't drive home drunk.
Don't do it.
Be safe, and we'll see you on the flip side when we're going to thrive in
25. See ya. Woo!